An NTTV special report, UNTPrez Talks with Dr. Neil Smatresk.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to NTTV's special series, UNTPrez Talks, where we talk to UNT President Neil Smatresk about everything UNT. I'm your host, Michaela Goost. How are you doing this morning, President Smatresk?
I'm doing great, Michaela. It's Friday, it's a beautiful day, and pretty soon we're going to have students back on campus. I'm excited.
Me too. I can't wait to be back to that mean green place of mine. So just jumping right in, earlier this month, UNT and GSV Labs partnered up to create UNT Passport, a program that helps guide startup companies and beginning entrepreneurs companies towards success. What does this new program mean for UNT? Specifically, what exactly can students expect to gain through this new program?
Well, we've always been an entrepreneurial campus. It hasn't necessarily been recognized because much of our entrepreneurship is in areas like art and music and the social sciences. People associate entrepreneurship most often with technology. What we'd really like to do is begin preparing our students to build their own businesses, to be those entrepreneurs that take a chance on trying to create something new and disruptive. And so as a cross-campus effort, I believe that this is going to really help students get a leg up on the competition, and we're already launching many small companies. This will be a more formal preparation for them, and at some point in the future, we really want to build an entrepreneurship and innovation center to help further support these activities.
And what would that entrepreneurship innovation center do to support these activities?
Well, it would actually offer spaces for groups to get together, brainstorm ideas. It would offer actual tools and workshop areas, video production areas, music production areas, as well as certain technologies that are enabling so that students could come in groups, learn about the safety requirements that are there, help develop business plans with the support of students and faculty and peers, and we would bring in a venture community to help further support them. And there's so much interest in that between our Frisco projects, which are going strong, and between this campus. We think we're a hotbed of innovation.
And then going back to a couple of episodes of UNTPrez Talks ago, you discussed UNT becoming an HSI, or Hispanic Serving Institute, specifically with my predecessor, Victoria Lara. And besides the financial aid and awards Hispanic students can get from attending an HSI, I'm so sorry, what else does this mean for the Hispanic population attending UNT? I'm really interested in this subject.
Well, it's going to mean different things to different people. The biggest advantage that you have when you become an HSI, which is officially more than 25% students with a certain ratio of Pell-eligible students who are part of the Latinx community, is that you become eligible for certain types of additional funding, particularly in the area of research grants. And since we know that the STEM pipeline, for example, isn't as well inhabited with African American and Hispanic students, we will be able to now, because as an HSI, we're also, by the way, a minority serving institution, and that combination gives us access to dollars that can help provide students with stipends for doing research and being more active and really build the pipeline, particularly in science and technology, but in other areas too. One of the big things it meant this year, and what a great year it was to become an HSI and an MSI, is that there was a separate set of awards, and I think I've mentioned this previously, from the Department of Education. We got $2.1 million because we're now officially a minority serving institution. And those funds will be used to help many of our students to pay their debts down to the university so that they can continue enrolling, but they'll also be used to build a Latinx community and expand out our multicultural center activities. So a lot of good stuff's coming from this already, and it just happened to us in January.
That's absolutely amazing. And this is the perfect time for us to be building and growing our UNT community. Excuse me, my dog just walked by, Rosebud. Moving on, I've received a lot of questions, DMs and text messages from viewers, specifically about students with pre-existing conditions who cannot risk exposure to COVID-19. They were wondering if they were able to continue online classes and if they are meant to come back into campus next semester, what measures will we put in place to make sure that they don't miss out?
Well, the first thing I want to tell everyone is that we're particularly concerned with anyone who is at high risk. People who are older than 60, people with pre-existing conditions, people who are immunocompromised, and whatever age they are, we want to keep them safe. To be fair, the majority of students in the range of 17 to say 26, 28 years old are going to be very little impacted by COVID. 99.9% might not even know they had it or might have a sore throat and recover quickly. We will be testing, however, to make sure that community members aren't experiencing a surge in COVID infections. For the people who are sensitive, there are a ton of options. They can continue online and remote, and we'll have plenty of options for that. Because think about it, if someone even in the healthy population gets it, we have to isolate them, or they have to isolate themselves. And if they can't come onto campus, we have to have a way of delivering an education to them. So that's being considered right now in our return to learn plans. And we hope that most students will get some in-person class experience because that just makes life more fun. But for those who are concerned, there are plenty of options. By the way, all the standard things will apply. When you return here and you're in the presence of other people, we're going to expect you to wear a mask. We're going to expect you to socially distance. If you're further than 6 feet away, you don't have to worry as much about the mask. If you get closer, you should. We'll make sure people don't congregate too closely. We're going to have a lot of signage available. We know that there'll be people who want to access the student union, and well, we know there'll be students who don't want to follow the rules. But hopefully, social pressure, culture change, and respect for our social responsibility in each other will keep people on the straight and narrow and help us to keep those who are at risk safe.
And I really hope that too. This matter is very dear to my heart. I have a little brother who does have a pre-existing condition. So we are being quarantined quite extensively right now. So that is amazing. The masks and the social distancing are very important to me and my family. And I really am so grateful to the UNT community for furthering that along.
We're not only concerned with people who are at high risk, who are part of our community, we're concerned with folks like you who have members of their family who are at high risk, which means we have to have rich options for people who aren't going to be returning in person. But we also want to make sure that when freshmen come in who maybe didn't have the best experience finishing off high school with remote learning, that they're going to have that deep, rich opportunity to engage on a campus, to be mentored, to network, to have a little fun. And one thing that I'm concerned about is we don't live on an island. As much as I can ask people to be safe when they're on campus, that safety really needs to extend to their activities off campus as well. And since we don't control that, we can't really ever guarantee that we'll be 100% safe. We have to be realistic about our responsibilities.
And I really thank you so much for all of that again. I believe that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you guys for watching UNTPrez Talks with President Neil Smatresk. Join us again next week here on NTTV.
You've been watching an NTTV special report, UNTPrez Talks with Dr. Neil Smatresk.